There is a version of this story where Croatia never stop believing, where the final whistle arrives and for a moment, it feels like they've done it again, written another impossible chapter. And then, in the space of a few seconds, that version disappears. What if the cruelest moment in football isn't losing? What if it's being told for a few seconds that you've won? This is Football Unpacked. This wasn't just one of the great matches of the World Cup. By the time it ended, it had become something else entirely. A night that didn't just decide who moved on. A night that decided who would spend the rest of the tournament wondering what if. Portugal and Croatia, two nations who have given football some of its most unforgettable men. Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modrić, both closer to the end of their World Cup story than the beginning, neither knowing if this was the last time they would wear their country's shirt on this stage. Before a ball was kicked, this fixture already carried the weight of endings. From the first whistle, neither side could settle. Momentum swung one way, then the other, like neither team could quite believe what the other was capable of. Every time Portugal pushed forward, Croatia found an answer. Every time Croatia settled into control, Portugal found a way back in. The stadium held its breath more than once. Nothing about this match felt safe. Nothing about it felt decided. And with every passing minute, it started to feel like the two teams weren't just fighting for a result. They were building towards something the tournament would remember, whether either of them wanted it or not. Croatia took the lead, and for a moment, belief spread through their side like wildfire. Perišić found the smallest sliver of space and finished with the calm of a man who had waited his whole career for that exact touch. The Croatian bench erupted, arms raised, disbelief turning instantly into celebration. This was the story they had told before, the underdog heart refusing to accept the ending everyone expected. Portugal answered. Ronaldo stepped up, the weight of the stadium pressing down on a single strike of the ball, and sent the keeper the wrong way without a flicker of hesitation. Ice cold from the spot, unmoved by everything the occasion demanded of him. Then came the moments that stopped the match cold. VAR reviews, goals given, then taken away. Every time either side thought they had control, the game found a way to snatch it back. By now, this wasn't football as anyone had planned it. It was chaos dressed up as a World Cup knockout tie, and neither team could find a way to make it stop. Then came the finish nobody could have written. Portugal, deep into the closing stages, broke forward in a blur of movement Croatia never saw coming, and found the net with a strike struck so cleanly it looked for a moment like the story was already finished. But Croatia had one final act of belief left in them. They equalised. Bodies collided in the box as the ball crossed the line, and the Croatian side seemed to sprint toward the corner flag as one, arms outstretched, shirts pulled over heads, a wall of noise crashing down from the stands. The bench emptied. Players collided in celebration, piling on top of each other as if the weight of the entire tournament had just lifted. For a few precious seconds, it felt like Croatia had done it again, pulled a miracle from nowhere, the way they always seem to. And then, silence. The officials pointed to the screen. The review began. Croatian players stood frozen mid-celebration, some still smiling, not yet realizing what was coming, watching a decision that would define the rest of their year. Offside. The goal ruled out. What had been a stadium of noise became a stadium that could hear itself breathe. The silence stretched long enough to feel physical, a held breath with nowhere to go. Players who seconds earlier were celebrating now sank to the turf, unable to process how quickly the story had turned. Some players couldn't stand. Others simply stared at the pitch as if looking at it long enough might change what had just happened. In the stands, supporters who had been screaming in celebration were now in tears, holding onto each other, unable to speak. Modrić, a man who has given his country everything for nearly 2 decades, walked off carrying a weight that had nothing to do with fitness. He had seen this feeling before. It never gets easier. For Ronaldo, something closer to relief. Not celebration, just the quiet understanding of how close it had come to being him on the other side of that silence. Before either man left the pitch, Ronaldo found Modrić and pulled him into an embrace that lasted longer than either seemed to expect. 2 old rivals holding on to a moment neither wanted to let go of. One carrying triumph, the other carrying grief. Both carrying respect for exactly what the other had given the game. This is why football breaks hearts the way nothing else does, not because it is unfair, because it is exact. One touch, one review, one decision, made in seconds, can undo everything a team has built across 90 minutes or across a career. There was no villain in this story, just a game that for one night decided Croatia's dream would end here. That is what makes football unlike anything else. It doesn't promise the ending anyone deserves, it only promises that, right until the very last second, anything can still happen. Sometimes that's what makes us fall in love with it. Sometimes that's what breaks us. On this night, it did both, to the same nation in the same 90 minutes. This is Football Unpacked. If this story moved you, there are more waiting. Subscribe and join us for the next chapter in football's most unforgettable moments.